Ah, man, look at those prices. Not as bad as some people's, but it was worse about a week ago. Just put some gas in her. Go out and talk to you guys about a little subject I've been asked to do. Yeah, some other states it's a bit lower. So what I want to talk about today is about why I ride. And one of the reasons I ride it's gas. Goes a lot farther on a motorcycle. So I can get a good 40 miles per gallon, a little bit more on the highway with this, a little less in the city. My Jeep gets like 12 to 17 depending on if I'm in the city or on the highway, so that makes a bit of a difference. So now when I first started riding, I'd wanted to learn how to ride a motorcycle for years, and I ended up finally deciding to take the safety course to see what it's like and see if I'd like it. And after passing the safety course and get my license, I went and got a Ducati, so you could do stuff like this too. Makes it a lot easier to deal with traffic. So I went and got a Ducati. Now I gotta admit, when I first got that Ducati and took... Oh, that was tempting. He thinks he's fast. So I went and got my Ducati, learned how to ride that. Took a little while to learn how to ride, so... And it was more down to finding a lane to split, because there's a motorcycle up there. So it was more of learning how to ride and getting used to it, and it was more for the fun of it. Well, speaking of a Ducati, and once I got used to it, my friends got motorcycles, then it became a social thing with my friends, and it's evolved from there to using it for most of my miles I put on. I put about twice as many miles on my motorcycles as I do my Jeep now. And I hit a lot of bumps. Oh, that wasn't that bad. So it went from learning how to ride to having fun, enjoying the ride. And then I started taking it to work to avoid traffic. And typically when I go places I like bringing the bike because I don't have to deal with traffic very much. I can just cut right through it. I am so tempted. So most of the time I go to work, it's a lot easier dealing with traffic with this, especially the bobber over the Chieftain. And then at my work there's an actual parking garage that has parking gates that I can just go right past. I don't have to deal with the stupid phone app to open the damn gate. So it's really nice to be able to get around traffic. It's become my favorite mode of transportation, which I think I've already said. Oh, and I'm going to sit here for a while. Oh, he got me on that one. Oh, light's going to turn, I think. Nope. No turn on red. That guy didn't notice that. Guy can't read. So I actually prefer riding over driving. Besides traffic, riding gives you a sense of freedom, sense of zen. If you're not in a good mood, it usually puts me in a good mood. There's just something you just don't get while you're in a car cruising around. Now, I'm actually not going anywhere special right now. I'm just talking to you guys. But like when I went to Death Valley last year, or the Mojave Desert this year, riding through those places, especially when you're with a group of friends like I was through the Mojave Desert to Vegas, it's just different than in a car. It just gives you that sense of freedom. You're out in the open. And usually this is the same thing everyone says. I guess because it's true. And a lot of people, you know, they like motorcycling. They either like it on the weekends or they actually like it all the time. So it varies. There's no wrong or right answer on it. So what I don't particularly is sitting at the red lights. I need a car behind me. This one's hard to run. It's too big of an intersection. Where's my guy to change the light for me? Dang it. I'll be stuck here for a while. I think it missed me. Alright, space. Look at this guy. No headlights on. How do you not know your headlights are not on? Huh? Huh? This place is full of idiots sometimes. Still waiting for that car behind me. You guys are gonna fast forward through this section because I'm fucking stuck at this damn light. Oh, come on. No car, huh? I'm gonna alter my course in a minute. It's a little hard to do. So, this is one thing about riding a motorcycle that's not the funnest, when the lights don't change and you're stuck. And no one comes behind you. And then you do this. Because it's not going to change. So that's not the greatest thing to do, but I guarantee you that it was not going to change for me, and no one was coming behind me to help me out. That's what happens sometimes. And it was too hard to actually pull to the right there, because there's too many oncoming cars to be able to do that one. So I was sort of stuck on that. Either sit there and wait for like a half an hour, I guess. So that's the one downside. That, and of course, you got to watch out for cars and stuff like that. So some of you guys probably wonder why I have two Indian motorcycles. Oh, because I can miss the street I wanted to turn down. Whoops. So we'll just hit a driveway. See, you guys distracted me. Where's the next freaking driveway in this place? It's coming. Alright, let's go over here. They don't got no chain up on these fuckers, right? Yeah. Alright. I can go back over here. So, some of you guys might wonder why I have two Indian motorcycles. Well, I've always sort of liked the idea of Indian. I used to think my dad had an Indian motorcycle when he was 18. I've since found out it was actually a Harley. I think it was a 1936 Harley 45 cubic inch, whatever they were back then. So I've always sort of liked the Indians, the sort of history behind Indian. And after I had my second Ducati and I got my Aprilia, I was looking for something a little different, and I decided to look at the Scout Bobbers. And of course, since then, I found out the one thing I really like about Indians is the motors. And missing the streets and locking a back tire. Woohoo! Yes, that's fun sometimes. So, oh, see, I like bogging the engines. So one thing I really like about Indians is the motors. I have the Scout motor in this one, and then the Thunderstroke in the Chieftain. And this engine is extremely fun. And the Chieftain, when it was a 111, it was really fun that way also. But with the 116, it's just a little bit more fun. I'm pretty sure that front tire has gotten light a few times when I've tried. I know my Chieftain can do a wheelie, but I'm the holding back factor on that. I'm not quite willing to try to pop that front wheel out of in the air on it. But the right rider, it will get the front tire up barely. And the other thing I like about the Indians is the way they feel when you ride them. Both of my Indians, the Scout Bobber and the Chieftain, handle really well. Yeah, they're not sport bike handling, but the handling is really good, and I describe it like I did when I rode the FTR. They feel really balanced. They're easy to go slow on. It almost come to a stop. It doesn't take very much of playing with the handlebars to get me to basically stop. So it's one of my favorite things about the Indian, is just the feel you get when you ride it. And I'm sure a lot of motorcycles, and it's a preference thing, a lot of motorcycles that people will like certain brands, which is fine. My biggest thing is I like V-twins. I seem to be hooked on V-twins. Every single motorcycle I've had so far is a V-twin. I have friends who have a 3-cylinder, have 4 cylinders, and it's like, I just like the V-twins. So for me, it'll be Indian and my Aprilia. My Aprilia I don't ride too much. It sits in storage mostly because I have the Indians with me, so. But I really don't see me switching from Indian. I can see having a couple different bikes and different brands maybe, but I really don't see me switching from Indian, especially my Scout here. So if you see any videos coming up and I mention things are changing or something like that, it's because I've got plans to change my Scout. It's going to go from a sort of stock bobber to slightly modified to maybe quite a bit modified. Not sure yet. So, well, you guys have to wait and see. But for right now, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Got any questions about why I ride? I think I answered them. If not, ask me in the comment section. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Later. Red Rome. I think they have the sequel or to The Shining coming out soon. Anyone ever see the old Shining movie with Jack Nicholson? Little kid going, Red Rome, Red Rome. Freaky little kid. Not as bad as Jack Nicholson poking his head through the door after he bashed it in with an axe. Yeah, Halloween's coming up. It's like a week away. Something like that. Don't eat too much candy. It'll rot your teeth and make you fat. I guess I could use my mirrors, but after my mirrors got stolen, I've been turning my head a little bit more than I used to. So if you guys are still here, you must like the video. So hit that like button and subscribe. If you can subscribe twice, I'd say do it twice, but you can only do it once. Later.